And welcome to another edition of Gruz. Hope you well. This is a drive along. Have been doing a couple of these here and there. Going to take you on a little journey through Manhattan. We just got off of the Koch Bridge, which is a bridge where you don't have to pay a toll, believe it or not. And we're going into the Piers, 12th Ave, and I believe it's like 46th. So come along and on the ride and on the journey. This video was made 4th of July weekend on a Monday, so the city is not as crowded as you could see. Fairly light traffic here as we head up. Gotta be careful when you ride up these city streets. Certain streets, have bike lanes. Pretty much, actually, all of the streets have bike lanes. So, bike lanes and bus lanes where if you are driving on either a bike lane or a bus lane, you will get yourself caught with a ticket. On this particular street, there's no bike lane, no bus lane, but on the bigger streets like the avenues, you will be caught. There are cameras, believe it or not. Actually, like for some that may not know, if you're visiting the city and you are in a bus lane, and they have signs that there are cameras and you will be given a summons, but the buses they have cameras and they could actually take the picture. And you can get a ticket that way as well, believe it or not. Looks like a moving company here on the right-hand side. And it clearly states that there's no parking allowed. You'll see that there is a red sign there. Oh, and that dude just jaywalked. That would have been a ticket elsewhere. But, in the city, it's hard to maneuver. And so you oftentimes, like you've seen that moving company, right, that was parked there. And, they're helping an office or a residential move. But if you're standing there, it's no parking. You will get ticketed. You will get a fine. The city is so crowded in and around the New York City area. No matter where you go, sometimes there's nowhere to park, and you try to make a food delivery or water delivery, whatever type of delivery. And these companies just get ticketed. So you see, depending on the time of the day, you see some of these guys already have, the day started at 8, 9 o'clock, and by 4 or 5 o'clock, they already have 5 or 6 tickets just all hanging out on the windshield. So New York City, always in debt. That's why they gotta charge you for making sure they get you in a situation where there is a no. As we're at the red light there, we will be approaching Central Park. Is immediately ahead of you. Central Park is pretty damn big, but that's one of the entrances of, did I say City Park? It's Central Park. That's one of the entrances for Central Park. You can see a lot of people hanging out there, a lot of tourists. And you see this moped here in front of me, on the side of me. not a good look at all. The driver's not wearing a helmet. The passenger is wearing a helmet, drinking some type of a latte, and in one hand, and is about to take a selfie in the other hand. Oh, gosh. You people are so young, sometimes so stupid. Please, please, wear a helmet. We're going to be making a right here, and if you have not checked out, if you're new to the channel, to check out my prior videos, because you will know right there in front of you, that big building is the filming location for Home Alone 2, Lost in New York City. Here it is on this side. You cannot enter it actually now. It won't allow you to take pictures. You have to have reservations or live there. There you go. That was the Plaza Hotel. What type of idiots do you have working here, sir? The finest in New York. Classic movie. Great movie. It's good to see the yellow cabs driving. Not as many as before, maybe because it's summer, you know, a lot of these drivers away. And I have a soft spot in my heart for the yellow cabs. I've been in the finance industry a very long time, and these guys have been beat up. When Uber invaded the city, it took away a lot of their business. Believe it or not, those yellow tins, those medallions were worth $1 million at one point. Now they're worth about $100,000. A lot of people were foreclosed. A lot of people aren't able to make their, payment on the medallion. A lot of them gave up. It's a big problem in the city. You gotta read into it if you're into finance. I'm not gonna bore you with it. But there was a big thing about why did the city let Uber come in when you have a medallion that's supposedly the right to pick up fares in the city, and then Uber came in, and then it was a whole big thing. Apologize for the camera that just fell there. As we're making our way further down. Now, not sure if you guys caught the horse and carriage over there by the Plaza Hotel. I'm surprised these guys are around still. There was a lot of talk about trying to get these guys off the streets, just because of the heat and just the way that the horses are treated. Very sad story. Like, these horses work many shifts, and I don't know what to think about them. But here's on Central Park as well on the other side there, another entrance. Central Park is pretty damn big. You have in front of me, you have the New York City MTA, New York City, a bus transportation. The city is accessible by bus, underground train, ferry actually too. As obviously New York City is by the water. And heck, cabs as well take you from place to place. So fare on the New York City MTA right now, I believe is, don't quote me on this, I believe it's $3, maybe $3.25. I could be wrong. I didn't prepare. I haven't taken a bus or train in so damn long. Maybe 275. Maybe 275 sounds about right. But, the buses here in New York City, being that, a lot of people rely on the buses and the trains. The buses usually, if all goes well, are supposed to come every 15 minutes on average. This was, you're looking at here on a Monday, holiday weekend. They would probably run on a Sunday schedule, which means that they're a little bit farther spaced out. So you'll be waiting for the bus a little bit more quick, a little bit more later, and a train. If you're taking a bus right now, New York City requires that you wear a mask on the bus and on the train at all times, whether you are vaccinated or not. Right now in New York City, as probably everywhere across the U.S., there is if you are vaccinated, you do not have to wear a mask. Continuing down New York City, as I did tell you about the bike lanes and the bus lanes, I don't know if you're able to see on the streets that you're able to actually see the symbol of the bike lane, or, of the bike. Have their own lane. Have their own lane. Thing. And now, it's even to the point where, that they know that a lot of people that live in the city rely on bikes, again, in public transportation. They have something that's called city bikes. I don't know if you have them in your neighborhood, but city bikes they're bikes that, like you just are passing by now. You could see a lot of them are empty, where you're able to, you have to have the app and you have to have the credit card on file. But at any given place, you could rent a bike, drive it around, and you could leave it either at the same city bike stop, or you could, leave it wherever you are, as long as it's a city bike stand. So it does not have to be necessarily at the same location. So everyone loves them city bikes. Us drivers, we love the city bikes. Being sarcastic, obviously. You could tell that it's very quiet. There are a lot of businesses here in this part of New York City. A lot of, I'll be honest with you, a lot of people are still working from home. Businesses kind of have mastered the whole working from home concept, that they kind of have allowed their employees to still continue work at home. Now we're we're going to be approaching here 12th Ave. We're actually approaching 12th Avenue. We're going to be merging on in here. And along the way is the water. We already passed the entrance to where the pier, where a lot of cruise ships, you're able to get your Norwegian cruise ship there. I believe it's even Carnival comes out of this port. Not sure. And Royal, I know, sails out of Bayonne, which is New Jersey, just a little bit ways away. I'm not sure about Carnival. I definitely know Norwegian because I did sail out of this pier right on here on 12th Avenue. So, You have cruise ships. You have home of Circle Line. It's a cruise ship, not a luxury cruise ship. Let's just say it's a boat that takes you around New York City, and you're able to see all the fancy things, the Statue of Liberty, all the bells and whistles. So I definitely recommend it if you're a tourist here in New York City, and that's called the Circle Line Cruises. Me here on my way, which I also recommend, is to see the Intrepid. This is where I am currently driving to, and parking's not that easy here. Far and few between. You gotta make sure you're reading your signs that we don't get confused. So what I recommend, and this is where I am going, is to actually go to a parking garage. I believe I paid like for 5 hours here. I believe it's like $20. It's not exactly cheap, but it's not going to break